Hello and welcome to the 2025 Tier 1 final of the Brain of Online Quiz League, or BOOQL to its friends. 4 short weeks ago, 256 people thought, yes sir, I can BOOQL. Their performance in a 100-question quiz saw them allocated to 8 tiers, with the top 32 joining Tier 1. These 32 have been whittled down over 3 weeks of quizzing, with those who have fallen by the wayside no doubt deciding to blame it on the BOOQL. And tonight, I'm joined by the final 4 in a BOOQL wonderland, where we will crown the 2025 Brain of Online Quiz League. Let's meet the players. In Seat 1, we have a quizzer who's won plenty of medals across a range of subjects at the OQL Live 8 events. He's a member of the Cardi B team, who are the current champions of BOOQL UK, the Connections Online Quiz League, our quiz that is legally distinct from television's Only Connect, having appeared in 7 of the 9 finals. He was captain of the Geneva Convention team that won the MQL Buzzer Trophy in February 2025, and he's a man who is completely invaluable to OQL as he edits the OQL UK sets each week, having previously played for Team North East. Please welcome Hugh Bennett.
I'm so happy to be here, yeah. I'm just happy to be here. Still I know the world's on fire, the situation's dire. A lot of work and courage gonna be required, but I'm just happy to be here.
In Seat 2, a quizzer who really needs no introduction. In Seat 3, what? Oh, I do have to do an introduction. Oh, right. He's won it all with OQL. 4 Pop Culture Challenge titles in a row, the International Culture Challenge and Brain of Online Quiz League in 2021. He's won numerous OQL Live 8 events and has a medal collection that surpasses even that of Audie Murphy. He's also had great success in team events, having been part of the Mangoes team who won several OQL titles, and, like Hugh, he is a member of the Cardi B team who are the current BOOQL UK champions. Please welcome Evan Lynch. In Seat 3, a player who has an exceptional pedigree in pop culture quizzes, having reached the PCC Grand Final in the most recent season, and also winning several medals in both pop culture and film and TV at the Live 8 events. But he's showing himself to be a true all-rounder, having reached the top 10 in a Live 8 event overall, and excelling in this competition to qualify for his first BOOQL Tier 1 final. He's a key figure in the SQF OQL team, and was part of the Yorkshire team that won the 2023 MQL Buzzer Quiz. Please welcome Jack Lewis.
We're flying the flag all over the world. Flying the flag for you.
Would you like something to suck on for landing, sir?
Flying the flag all over the world. Flying the flag for you.
We'd like to thank you for flying with us today.
And in Seat 4, we have yet another member of the Cardi B team, who are the BOOQL UK champions. He's the captain of the current OQL champions Pericardium, as well as the captain of the Quiz League of London team Pericardium, who are the current Quiz League of London champions. Individually, he would have plenty of Live 8 medals, but like a sort of bizarre hybrid of Roald Dahl, Stephen Hawking and Nigella Lawson, he declines his honours. He's had numerous successes on televised quizzes and buzzer quizzes as well, and is a key part of the OQL team as he edits both our Buzzer Quiz and Pop Culture Challenge. Please welcome David Stainer. Before we start the quiz, I've been asked to remind everyone that tickets for the quiz, for the British Quiz Weekender on the first weekend of August, registration for that closes tomorrow, the 30th of June. So if you haven't bought your tickets for that, then please do so. All the details are there, quizcentral.net. And finally, a few words of thanks. I'd like to thank our small but talented question writing team of Alexia Jarvis, Dave Bill, Lucy Reynolds, Rob Hanna, Ronnie Jackson, and Matt Barr for writing such a fun and varied set of questions each week. Thank you to Will Jones for building and maintaining the technology that allows BOOQL to run so smoothly. And thank you to all the different people who volunteered to read any of the 253 matches in this season's BOOQL. This competition runs at the same time as our International Culture Challenge, so the scheduling page is very, very busy, and OQL is very grateful to all of the readers for giving their time to make sure the matches can happen. I'd like to thank Aidan Lynch for writing the qualifier quiz, organising the setting team, editing the sets, and for helping to organise and run the competition. And of course, to the 256 players who signed up for BOOQL, making it our biggest BOOQL ever and the first one to officially sell out, a huge, huge thank you to you. Okay. Let me share the scorer.
Good luck, everyone.
Good luck all.
For those unfamiliar with the rules, players have 30 seconds on their own questions and 3 seconds as they go down the line. Please keep your hands in view at all times, and please do police this yourselves, because I will be looking at the questions more than at your hands. So, best of luck to everybody. Let's kick off the BOOQL Grand Final 2025 with questions to Hugh. Born in Paris to Chinese parents, which cello virtuoso and founder of the Silk Road Project musical initiative won the first of his 19 Grammy Awards in 1984 for Bach, the Unaccompanied Cello Suites?
Yo-Yo Ma.
Yo-Yo Ma is correct. What specific name is given to the warm, dry foehn winds that descend the eastern slopes of the Rocky Mountains, primarily during winter? Ten seconds.
Chinook.
Chinook is right, yes.
Yeah.
When Nikita Khrushchev was removed from power in 1964, he was replaced by an unofficial triumvirate. While Leonid Brezhnev became first secretary and Nikolai Podgorny became the chairman of the Presidium of the Supreme Soviet, which man became Soviet premier, serving in the role until 1980? This man gives his name to a series of economic reforms introduced in 1965. Ten seconds.
Chernenko.
It's not Evan.
Pass.
Jack
Pass.
and David.
Kosygin.
It is Alexei Kosygin, yes. Evan, your questions. Which programme, shown on CBeebies, follows the adventures of the titular Australian dog and her family, including her sister Bingo?
Bluey.
That is Bluey, yes. Founded in 1979 by Specials keyboard player Jerry Dammers, what independent record label went on to name the genre of ska music popular in 1970s Britain? Both the label's name and the black and white colour scheme alluded to how many bands in the genre had multiracial lineups.
Two-tone.
Second, sorry?
Two-tone.
Two-tone is right, yes. In Shakespeare's play Othello, what is the name of the title character's wife? Iago leads Othello to mistakenly believe that she is being unfaithful, resulting in tragic consequences.
Desdemona.
That is Desdemona, yes. Jack, your questions. Awarded annually by the Bookseller magazine, the Oddest Title of the Year prize has run since 1978. Maps and Enzo won the 2013 prize for their self-help book, How to Blank on a Date. where what activity fills in the blank and completes the title?
Eat. So eat.
Sorry?
Eat.
Eat, no, not eat. Hugh.
Pass.
Evan
Pass.
and David.
Pass.
It is how to poo on a date.
You were very quiet there, by the way, Jack. I don't know whether
Yeah.
you're.
Move this a bit closer. Is that
Right.
any better?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
That's better,
Thanks,
yeah. Thanks. Okay, Jack, second question. Although Kosovo declared its independence in 2008, what other nation still claims Kosovo as part of its sovereign territory and refuses to recognise it as an independent state?
Bosnia and Herzegovina.
It is not Bosnia-Herzegovina. Hugh.
Serbia.
It is Serbia, yes. And Jack, your third question. The song Don't Cry for Me, Argentina appears in which stage musical that tells of the life of Argentine political leader Eva Perón?
Evita.
That is Evita. David. Located in the upper part of the heart's right top chamber, the SA node is the natural pacemaker of the heart, receiving input from the autonomic nervous system. For what do the letters SA stand in this context?
Sinoatrial.
Sinoatrial is absolutely right. The last 4 BBC Sports Personalities of the Year have been won by women. Which teenage tennis player took the 2021 award after she had won the US Open?
Raducanu.
That is Emma Raducanu. In one of her earliest roles, what acclaimed actor played the titular Queen of the Galaxy in the 1968 sci-fi film Barbarella?
Jane Fonda.
That is Jane Fonda. And around 1 then, David has 4, Hugh and Evan 3 each, Jack has 1. Hugh and David have each used a bonus attempt, Evan and Jack have yet to do so. Round 2, questions to Hugh. Quarks are held together by the strong interaction, or strong force, which is mediated by which massless particles?
Gluons.
Gluons is correct. Which CBeebies program follows a large friendly dog who is the leader of the Squirrel Club, a scout-type movement for different animals?
Hey, Dougie.
That is Hey Dougie, yes. Armenia is formally not recognised by Pakistan on the grounds that Pakistan is a supporter of what other Asian nation? Armenia and this nation fought the Nagorno-Karabakh Wars and have had limited diplomatic relations since.
Azerbaijan.
It is Azerbaijan. Evan. The Fat Duck and the Waterside Inn are both 3 Michelin star restaurants that are located in which village in Berkshire?
Bray.
They are in Bray, absolutely right. Yo-Yo Ma was granted use of the Davidoff Stradivarius, formerly owned by which cello virtuoso, who gained international acclaim performing Elgar's Cello Concerto in 1965. The subject of Kathy Marston's 2020 biographical ballet The Cellist, she died in 1987, aged 42.
Jacqueline Dupre.
Jacqueline Dupre is right. Toby Marlowe and Lucy Moss were the creators of which stage musical that tells of the lives of the wives of former English King Henry VIII?
6.
6 is right. Jack. Which great South African flanker was controversially only given a yellow card after being caught gouging the eyes of Irish winger Luke Fitzgerald in the second Lions test in 2009? He was later banned for 8 weeks for the incident.
Botha.
Say again, sorry, you're quiet again.
Botha.
Not both, no. Evan.
Pass.
David.
Pass.
And Hugh.
Etzebeth.
It's not.
Oh, shit.
This is Schalkberger. Jack. Transducing signals from the heart's sinoatrial node, the atrioventricular node conducts the heart rhythm through which aggregation of specialized heart muscle fibers named after the Swiss cardiologist who discovered them in 1893. A 3-word answer is required.
Bundle of Hiss.
Bundle of Hiss is correct, yes. And your third question. What specific name is given to the strong, cold, dry, northerly or northwesterly wind that blows from southern France into the Gulf of Lion in the northern Mediterranean?
Mistral.
That is the Mistral, yes. David. Among Alexei Kosygин's greatest successes was the mediation of talks that led to a 1966 peace treaty between Pakistan and India following the previous year's Indo-Pakistan War. This treaty is named after which Soviet city in which it was hosted, that is today the capital of an independent nation?
Tashkent.
It is Tashkent, yes. One of the most successful bands signed to Two Tone, what ska band were fronted by dual lead vocalists Pauline Black and Gaps Hendrickson? In 1991, Black and Hendrickson reformed this band and released their most recent album, Human Algebra, in 2023.
The Selector.
The Selector is correct. And last question of the round. Which Shakespeare play follows a series of mistaken identities between two sets of identical twins? Antipholus of Ephesus, Antipholus of Syracuse, and their twin servant, both named Dromio.
Comedy of Errors.
It is the Comedy of Errors. End of the round then. David 7, Hugh and Evan 6 each. Jack 3. Evan and Jack, no bonus attempts. David 1, Hugh 2. Back to Hugh for round 3. Fibres branching from the bundle of Hiss through the heart's ventricles, coordinating their contraction, are named after which Czech anatomist who discovered them in 1839. He also gives his name to large branching neurons in the brain's cerebellum.
Purkinje.
Purkinje or Purkinje is right, yes. Johan. The 3 Michelin star restaurant L'Enclume and 1 Michelin star restaurant Rogan & Co. are located in which village in Cumbria?
Cartmel.
Cartmel is right, yes. In 2004, the Oddest Title of the Year award went to Rick Pellicano and Lauren Jardin for a book entitled Blank Your Horse, Teach Your Horse to be Confident, Obedient and Safe. What verb replaces the blank?
Empower.
It is not empower. Evan.
Pass.
Jack.
Pass.
And David.
Pass.
It is bomb-proof your horse. Evan, your questions. Last year's BBC Sports Personality of the Year winner was which Olympic champion who took gold in the 800 metres at Paris 2024?
Hodgkinson.
It is Keely Hodgkinson, yes. A vector boson is a boson whose spin equals 1. What name is given to vector bosons that are also elementary particles? These particles are force carriers, such as gluons and photons.
Gauge bosons.
Gauge bosons is exactly what I need, yes. Also crucial in the success of the Tashkent Declaration was which Soviet foreign minister, who held the post between 1957 and 1985. This man was nicknamed Mr. No by the Western press for his liberal use of the Soviet Union's Security Council veto.
Gromyko.
Gromyko is right, yes, Andrei Gromyko. Jack. Jacqueline Dupre first attended the Switzerland-based masterclasses of which Spanish cello virtuoso and composer in 1960. Famous for his recordings of Bach's cello suites, he founded his namesake festival in San Juan, Puerto Rico, where he lived from 1957 until his death in 1973.
See ya.
Sorry,
Garcia.
not Garcia, no. Evan.
Casals.
It is Pablo Casals, yes. Jack. Among the earliest records released on two-tone was Madness's The Prince, which was written as a tribute to what Jamaican ska and reggae musician? Madness later covered this musician's One Step Beyond, and the specials covered Enjoy Yourself.
Pass.
Okay, David.
Prince Buster.
Prince Buster is absolutely right, yes. And Jack, your third question. Jane Fonda starred with her father Henry in what movie? His final film role. Both Henry and co-star Katharine Hepburn won Academy Awards. In Hepburn's case, her fourth and final Best Actress Oscar.
On Golden Pond.
It is On Golden Pond. David. Russia, Syria, Nicaragua, Venezuela, and Nauru are the 5 UN members that recognise the states of Abkhazia and South Ossetia, which are both claimed by what other nation?
Georgia.
It is Georgia, yes. In 2021, 12 years after the Schalkberger incident, which South African winger also controversially avoided a red card against the Lions after a highly dangerous tackle on Irish scrum half Conor Murray during the second test?
Pass.
Okay, Jack.
Pass.
Evan.
Pass.
And Hugh.
Pass.
Cheslin Colby. And David, last question of the round. Often referred to as the devil winds, what specific name is given to the strong, extremely dry katabatic winds that originate inland and affect coastal Southern California and northern Baja California? These winds are often the cause of coastal wildfires.
I think I've heard of those before. Ponderosa.
Not Ponderosa. Jack.
Santa Ana winds.
Santa Ana is it, right? Yes.
Very nice.
So, end of round 3. Evan has 10, David has 9, Hugh has 8, and Jack has 5. Jack and Evan have each used 1 bonus attempt, David and Hugh 2. Hugh, back to you for round 4. In 2023, after reaching the final of the World Cup, which England goalkeeper took BBC Sports Personality of the Year?
Earps.
It is Mary Earps, yes. In Shakespeare's Twelfth Night, which twin sister dresses up as a male servant named Cesario, which leads to Olivia mistakenly falling in love with her?
Viola.
It is Viola, yes. In the first minute of the first test of the 2005 Lions Tour of New Zealand, which hooker was controversially not sent off for a spear tackle on Brian O'Driscoll that ended the Lions captain's tour? Tana Umaga was also held partially responsible for this tackle.
Pass.
Okay, Evan.
Pass.
Jack.
Pass.
And David.
Pass.
This one is Kevin Mialamu. Evan, your questions. What name is given to the season in West Africa that occurs between the end of November and the middle of March? It is characterized by the dry and dusty northeasterly trade wind of the same name, which blows from the Sahara over West Africa into the Gulf of Guinea.
Harmattan.
Harmattan is correct. In 2010, Michael R. Young won the oddest title of the year for his book, Managing a Dental Practice, The Blank Way. What historical figure's name replaces the blank in the title? Ten seconds.
Genghis Khan.
Is correct.
No, okay.
Very nice.
And your third question. One of Jane Fonda's most commercially successful roles was playing Judy Burnley in what comedy, where she and co-stars including Lily Tomlin kidnapped their sexist boss?
Grace and Frankie.
Not Grace and Frankie.
Oh,
Jack.
okay.
9 to 5.
9 to 5
No.
it is, yes.
Okay.
And Jack, your own questions. Iggle Piggle and his friends live in an enchanted forest in which CBeebies programme that is often shown in the evenings.
In the night garden.
In the Night Garden is right. In 1985, Gorbachev appointed Gromyko as chairman of the Presidium of the Supreme Soviet, officially making him the head of state, although the position was largely ceremonial and his appointment was seen as a demotion to make way for which man as the new foreign minister. This man would serve under Gorbachev until 1991, and he would later become prime minister and then president of an independent ex-Soviet nation.
Niazov.
That is not Evan.
Pass.
David.
Shevardnadze.
It is Edward Shevardnadze. Yeah. And Jack, your third question. The weak force is mediated by the intermediate vector bosons that are named after which two letters of the alphabet?
W and Z.
W and Z is correct. David. Titled for a key year in US history, which stage musical by Sherman Edwards and Peter Stone tells of John Adams's efforts to persuade his colleagues to vote for American independence?
1776.
1776 it is. Another of Jacqueline Dupre's celebrated teachers was which Russian cellist, with whom she studied in 1966. He staged an impromptu performance of Bach's cello suites in November 1989 at Checkpoint Charlie, 2 days after the fall of the Berlin Wall.
Mstislav Rostropovich.
Is absolutely right, yes. Easy for you to say. And the last question of the round. The restaurant Nathan Outlaw and Crocodon are both Michelin star restaurants located in which Cornish fishing village? Ten seconds.
I don't know which way to go. Padstow.
Not Padstow.
Oh.
Evan.
Pass.
Okay. Hugh.
Rock.
Not Rock.
Oh.
Jack.
Pass.
Okay. Port Isaac.
Nathan
Okay.
Outlaw used to be in Rock.
I thought it was either Padstow or Rock, and I just couldn't decide which side of the river it was. So.
End of the round then. 1 round to go. Evan and David 12 each. Hugh has 10. Jack has 8. Evan's used 1 bonus attempt. Jack 2. David and Hugh 3. Round 5. Hugh, your questions. Two-Tone Records unusually allowed bands to leave the label after recording as little as 1 single, which was exploited by what band, who left after releasing their 1979 cover of Tears of a Clown? Among this band's members were Ranking Roger, a vocalist known for his toasting style, and guitarist Dave Wakeling, who still performs with this band.
Oh, let's pass.
Okay, Evan.
Pass.
That's Jack.
Pass.
And David.
The Beat.
It is The Beat, yes.
It's a bit-
Hugh. John Wilkes Booth, Charles Guiteau, John Hinckley Jr., and Lynette Froome are amongst the characters in which Stephen Sondheim musical?
Assassins.
Assassins is correct. Jane Fonda's first Academy Award came for playing call girl Bree Daniels in what 1971 thriller opposite Donald Sutherland? The film was the first in Alan J. Pakula's Paranoia trilogy, which also included The Parallax View and All the President's Men.
Clute.
It is Clute, yes. Evan. In the first Lions Test of 2013, which captain of the Australian team was controversially not sent off for stamping on Wales lock Alan Wynne-Jones?
Pocock.
It's not Jack.
Pass.
Hugh.
Pass.
And David.
Pass.
This is James Horwill.
Yes.
Okay, Evan, second question. Somaliland declared independence from Somalia in 1991 and, although it is not formally recognised by any UN member state, signed an agreement with which neighbouring nation in 2024? Under the terms of the agreement, Somaliland would allow this landlocked nation access to the Red Sea in exchange for the possibility of future recognition.
Ethiopia.
It is Ethiopia, yes.
Okay.
Partly named after the letters associated with the cardiac waveform on an ECG, what name is given to a cardiac conduction disorder that delays the contraction and release of the ventricles, potentially causing blackouts, seizures, or cardiac arrest through ventricular fibrillation?
QRS.
It's not Jack.
Pass.
Hugh
Pass.
and David.
Pass.
This is long QT syndrome.
Oh, right. Okay.
Jack, your questions. Mary Earps wasn't the first female footballer to win BBC Sports Personality of the Year. Which Arsenal forward took the award after becoming the Golden Boot winner and player of the tournament at the 2022 European Championships?
Kelly.
Not Kelly. Evan.
Mead.
It is Beth Mead, yes. Jack. In Shakespeare's As You Like It, Rosalind disguises herself as a boy named Ganymede, which mistakenly leads her to coach which man on how to woo Rosalind? This character goes on to marry Rosalind in the play's final scene.
Touchstone.
So you say Touchstone?
Yes.
It's not. Evan.
Orlando.
It is Orlando. And Jack. The Barn and Solo are both Michelin star restaurants that are located in which small village in West Lancashire?
Pass.
Okay, Hugh.
Orton.
Orton is right, yes. And David. Gluons mediate the strong interaction that binds together which composite bosons, composed of an equal number of quarks and antiquarks, typically one of each. Kaons and pions are examples of these particles.
Mesons.
They are mesons. The 2021 Oddest Title of the Year award went to Roy Schwartz for his book, Is Superman Blank?, where what physical quality replaces the blank in the title?
Sorry, I'm just trying to stroke my cat here to shut it up. Invisible.
Not invisible. Jack.
Pass.
Evan.
I'll pass.
Okay, and Hugh.
Pass.
Is Superman circumcised? And finally, David. Julie, Kyan, Lars, and Foz and their mentor Ubercorn go on missions fighting the evil Grandmaster Glitch in which CBeebies
Jesus.
show?
Shameful, I've forgotten all this since my kids were young.
10 seconds.
I've just completely blank. Pass. Terrible.
Okay, Jack?
Go Jetters.
It is the Go Jetters, yes.
Well done, Evan.
So, at the end of the quiz, then, congratulations to Evan, who is the brain of Online Quiz League 2025 with 15 points. Commiserations to David with 14, Hugh with 13, and Jack with 9. Well played, everyone, though.
Well done.
Nice work.
Before we go, a reminder again that registration for the OQL Quiz Weekender in Manchester closes tomorrow night. That's Monday, the 30th of June, for those watching on catch up. See quizcentral.net or the OQL Facebook page for more details. And if the science, history, and geography in BOOQL isn't your bag, look out for the new season of the Pop Culture Challenge. Registration will be opening very soon. Thank you all very much for watching, and good night.
Thanks, Ian.
Yes,
Pleasure.
thank you for reading.